Greetings, fellow seekers of truth, wisdom, and light. This is Reverend Eliot, your friendly neighborhood esoteric practitioner, coming to you live tonight from the city of New York, where we get together every Wednesday, shuffling up the cards at 11 Eastern, 10 Central, 9 Mountain, and 8 Pacific. And this is my second show in a row because I was out for like the last part of March, all of April, and most of May with this flu that's going around. And I checked the Department of Health stats. Even though it barely makes the news, I found a little reference to this on some local news TV station, Channel 30 up in Buffalo area, in the Buffalo area, which, unfortunately has been in the news lately. But they're down to 7,984 cases per week of this flu for the last week that they have records for, ending the 15th of May. So I'm waiting for the new stats. There's been about like 10,000 people a week getting this. And it's not even flu season. I mean, it is flu season because people are getting flu. That's a really good hint that it may be flu season. But this is one wicked flu. You'd think that something in New York has 19 million citizens. And since the beginning of March, about 10,000 people a week have been hit with this thing. I mean, where does, I had no idea. I did not see it coming. That 7,984 from the last recorded week was down 10%. So I hope it's starting to go away. But that was it was miserable. I've had some bad flus in my life, and this was one of the worst. And I had a slight relapse for the last couple of days, so I'm glad I could make it. My voice is still a little bit scratchy because, oh man, it was, maybe it's monkeypox. I don't know. I did buy a box of cornflakes, and now I have this urge to get some bananas. Maybe it is monkeypox. The thing is that it wiped out. It took out my voice for a part of the last few weeks. So I guess I could have just switched over to video, and you lip readers would have a ball. But I'd lose a few 100,000 listeners. So what can you do? But I'm back. I'm all set up. I'm filled with decongestant. Man, but under the best of circumstances, my nose gets clogged anyway. But this was hard. I mean, I didn't sleep for the last 48 hours, so I'm giddy right now. But I did catch some sleep last night, mercifully, and hope to be back again next week. And please get a little bit further back from your speakers so that I don't give you the flu. That's the best I can tell you. But yeah, it's going around. I don't even know if this has a name. I think this is called the got you by surprise flu, because nobody knows it's out there. You'd think that in a state the size of New York, 10,000 people a week getting this, it might, ring a bell. But no. You know what they're busy covering, and you know that 47% of the people hospitalized with what turns out that they're not really hospitalized with what. I think I've told you this once before, that hospital executives told me, and insurance executives who I speak to, I'm an inquisitive sort of guy, that the hospitals were overrun by people who were getting a cold. Now, one of the problems is if you don't start congregating around other people, if not you personally, if humans don't do this, because we are gregarious and social animals. Gregarious, we have machines that we can talk into to speak to each other. Yes, we're garrulous, that's for sure. If we don't hang around with other people a lot, we can get sick. And news is deliberately omitting the idea that you have 384 trillion viruses in your body now. That's nothing personal. We all have that. And our body handles it. Our body can deal with it. if you're not accustomed to this, and then you stay away from all these other people, you're going to get hit with something that you're not prepared to get hit with, because this constant exposure is why the immune system works. It's anti-fragile. I'm not going to give you a medical lecture here, but I have talked to many doctors about this, physicians, not just bureaucrats who used to be doctors 40 years ago, but I talked to physicians, and the idea is that passing stuff around is what makes our immune system stronger. Remember, there's all these people who say that kids were stronger when they played in the sandbox and played in dirt and mud and all of that. Well, you know, the anti-fragility is a wonderful concept. Look it up. Go to YouTube and look up anti-fragility and Jonathan Haidt, H-A-I-D-T, because there are certain things that the more you stress them, the stronger they get. See, and the immune system is one of those things. I mean, some things, like a wine glass, if you you stress it, it'll shatter. That's the end of that. But no, that's fragile. Anti-fragility is not just that it won't break if you stress it, but it gets stronger. That's the term that some French philosopher came up with. And that's how our immune system works. So they came to the conclusion, rather belatedly, that locking people up and keeping people separated constantly weakens the immune system. So, hey, you know, now, I don't know, we survived the winter of death and destruction. And some people tell me that tarot readers can't predict. You know, I remember somebody high in the government said that last winter was going to be a winter of death and destruction. Disease, but, you know, come on. We know how these things work because human beings have been dealing with pandemics for a few thousand years. So we have to just deal with what life throws at us, and that's what tarot is good for. It lets you know what's coming. It really does. Anyone who doubts that, go look at the archives at AskOneRadio.com and look up Reverend Eliot's Magickal Window and listen to some of the shows from the end of 2019, into the beginning of 2020, and listen to the readings that I got that none of us understood, which was new beginnings and endings coming. I was getting aces for people all the time, and I said, something is going to come, something is happening out there that a lot of us are going to end up doing new things. New beginnings are going to come. Now, that means something else is coming to an end. And by the time we got into March of 2020, yeah, you saw what was happening. A lot of things did come to an end. In fact, the business that my wife and I had been running for 20 years at the time came to an end because of the way the pandemic was handled. You know, that 2 weeks to slow the curve turned out to be a couple of years practically. And our business was literally bumped off because all of our advertisers were put out of business, and they were also our distribution centers. So, you know, bingo, out of luck. Well, 20 years is a long time to do something, so time to do something else anyway, right? But you see, that was the thing. Even from my own cards, I was reading new beginnings are coming, new things, and I am working on some new stuff that you'll be seeing soon enough and hearing about here on Ask One Radio and at my Facebook page, which is the Reverend Eliot's Tarot Facebook page, not the usual, not the, you know, like the main Facebook page where I interact with a few people, but with Tarot Consulting page. Reverend Eliot's Tarot Consulting on Facebook. We'll check it out. It's, you know, nobody insults anyone there. We don't get into arguments over stupid things like politics and who's right and who's wrong and whose fault is it. We just have a good time and share things now and then. Or you just show up and say hi. But look back at the archives, which is a sneaky way, of course, of getting you to listen to all of my past shows so that I can hook you. By the beginning of 2020, I kept saying, for some reason, your life is going to change this year. There's changes coming. Your life is going to change. And of course, there you go. You know, so the tarot cards can prepare you for that. It's not the kind of thing you ask a question and say, should I, you know, I've got 500 shares of Tesla. Should I sell them? You know, I noticed that Tesla was about a couple of years ago, was it $30 a share? And now it's at 600 and something. I wouldn't put anything near that because what goes up must come down, right, baby? Thank Isaac Newton for that one. But I had my fun with the stock market years ago, and I still have the barrel that I used to wear. That's well, a friend of mine and I were once going to. We were going to rent those costumes that are like a barrel with suspenders on them, and we were going to make a big show of going down to the General Post Office here in New York City and mail off our income tax payments on April 15th. But I think the technical term is chickened out. But no, we never did do that. That would make the news, though. It's very easy to make news. TV news is even easier now than ever before because now it's on 24/7. But if you want to learn how to get yourself in the news, drop me a line. I can tell you. I've done it many times. My wife had a media case just before we met, and then we were all over. Anytime we wanted to get into the news, it was a simple thing to do. It's kind of funny, isn't it? But, hey, look, I told you, this is why I have, what's the word I'm looking for? No respect for television news people, because I know them so well. I'll just tell you, don't let them scare you. I know that they're trying to do it again. Don't let them scare you. Please don't let them scare you. If you feel yourself scared, drop me a line at asktaro@earthlink.net, and I'll tell you about things. All I can tell you is, the biggest mistake people make is thinking that people in the television news business are interested in news. What they're interested in is getting ahead in the television news business, and that's about it. More than one of them has hired me to help them get ahead in the news business. In fact, in my earlier press agent days. Yeah. So hey, there you go. But tarot is like it's there. It can tell you what's coming, and sometimes it's just a matter of interpretation. If you listen back to those shows, I don't have all the answers. Nobody has all the answers. If you run into somebody who knows everything, get the hell away from that person. That's a scary thing, because Robert Anton Wilson did a whole book and talk about maybe. We'd be much better off if people just said maybe. I have the answers to everything wrong in the world. Maybe. You see, that just evens it out. Certitude. Beware of certitude. And if you listen to those shows from the end of 2019 and into the beginning of 2020, where I keep saying there's something afoot here. I don't know what it is, but I was just saying what I saw in the cards. And that's how it works. And when we get together and do readings here or do them off the air, which I do, and I want to say a great big thank you to all the people who had booked readings with me, and I postponed them because I was deathly ill. That flu, I tell you, man. I had that other thing going around, I had that in April of 2020, and this was almost as bad. But thank you for being so patient and understanding, especially the people who wanted, not just the people who wanted readings. I was so happy last week to start doing live readings with people on the phone again. That is so much fun. I just really enjoy it. But also the people who took me up on my offer to get a free birth chart, which is that's always open to you guys. You go to magic-works.com or mojoacademy.org, and you'll find it there. On mojoacademy.org, it says a gift for you. Maybe I was redundant and I said a free gift for you, but a gift for you. That's a free birth chart. Now, I can do a whole birth chart for you. That's pretty good, too, but that's not free. It's not terribly expensive, but what isn't terrible? Everything is expensive now. With the inflation rate. You people under 40, this must be a shock to you, right? Having inflation like this, which you've never seen in your lifetime. Well, let's hope it gets handled soon. But remember, anyone who says, I have the answer to fixing this, forget it. They're putting you on. It can be fixed. It's been dealt with before, but nobody. This is why I like to say, when they ask me who my favorite politician is, I say, well, nobody's perfect, so I'm going to vote for nobody. I like Mr. Nobody. Nobody knows what's going on. Nobody understands the world situation. See, that's a vote for nobody, baby. This guy, nobody knows where it's at. So let's use the tarot to, For a guy who couldn't talk a couple of weeks ago, I'm really shooting off. See, this is like my throat is stir crazy, right? My throat got cabin fever. So why don't I, instead of bloviating right now, why don't I talk with you? So what we're going to do is what I didn't do last week, which is I forgot to ring the bell. See, that's how out of practice and rusty I am. It's my habit to ring a bell 3 times to declare sacred space, which means no more babbling. Just get down to the readings. And notice I'm not pushing any products on you, because although I have lots of wonderful, good products, I strongly, people have been buying things, and that's nice. But please remember, this is the time to marshal your funds. In other words, you need a Marshall Plan to survive now. People over 60 will get it. The thing is that these are rough times. So take care of your gas tank, take care of your hot water, take care of your rent, take care of your mortgage, take care of your family. Anything that I sell is always going to be there for sale. So don't sweat it. This is not about moving goods off the shelf. Even though, of course, buying everything I have will stimulate the economy. Just so little that it wouldn't really matter, right? So we're just going to go right to the card readings as I ring that bell 3 times to declare sacred space. And now we pull back the curtain on the magical window after my desultory meanderings and speak to Rhonda in Indiana, Pennsylvania. What a great name. Indiana, Pennsylvania. Hi, Rhonda. You're on with Reverend Eliot.
Hello. How are you tonight?
I'm doing well. How are you tonight?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good. I missed so many shows from being sick that I'm just thrilled to be here. So what can I look at for you tonight?
I'm so glad you are too.
Oh, thank you.
No, I'm so glad that you're well. God bless you.
I really appreciate that. Sorry, I'm talking. I'm sorry. I don't mean to talk over. I don't mean to talk over you. It's the there's a slight delay here with the computer stuff. So I was just thanking you for your kind words. So go ahead. Tell me what's on your mind.
I was hoping that you might be able to connect with a loved one of mine who's passed.
I will be happy to take a shot at it.
Okay.
There are several cards that I look for in the deck when I do a reading like that. Nobody ever asked me to do that until I started doing Ask One radio shows. And even then, it was like about 8 years or so before that came up. But I'll see what I get here. Because they're obviously, like the Death card is one that I look for, and the Judgment card, and the High Priestess, who is the person who can see behind the veil. So if any of those show up, then I know that it is... then I'm confident that it's, and I can't say I know, but I'd say I'm confident that it is an authentic afterlife reading. And if they don't show up, I'll read it anyway, and we'll see what we get.
Okay.
So I've shuffled them a few times. I'm going to cut the deck, and let's see what we have here. Well, this is an interesting card. This is one of those cards that could fit in with, well, I got one of the cards I was looking for, but I'll tell you that in a moment. The card that I get this card a lot with afterlife readings. It's the 10 of Swords. And I get it so many times that I may just consider that one of the cards I look for this kind of stuff. But the Death card did turn up, so we're okay now. The Empress card here is the first, and I have no idea why, but this signifies a person who is loving and caring and makes things grow and makes things happen, and is that could be describing the person. Am I close?
Yes, very much.
Okay, now the next card is absolutely perfect in this kind of setting. It's the 10 of Coins. It's a money card, but it shows a young couple on it, and it shows a baby, and it shows a very old person, and it shows a dog, and what it is about ancestors and life, and you finding your place among the in these readings. To me, it says that I'm among my people. I'm with the ancestors, just as the ancients would say, rather than saying a person has, quote, died, which is a word we shy away from, they would say that he has joined his ancestors or she has joined the ancestors. And that's what I see here. The Ten of Swords is the card that comes up a lot in these, and it means the end of troubles, that the troubles were over. Was this a very rough passing? Was this hard for this person?
Yes.
Okay. I don't want to get into too many personal details here, but it's as if all the troubles are now gone, you know, that this was this is followed by the Six of Rods, which is a card of great success, and the Nine of Coins is peace and happiness. So what I'm seeing is there was some trouble, let's say, but it's over. Okay? And the message from the person is, I've beaten my troubles. I'm also happy. That's the Nine of Coins, and that's a good one. The Death card is fascinating here, not simply for its obvious symbolism, but because it also means that the end of one part of existence and the beginning of the next. Here's the Judgment card. That's another one that I look for, which means that the person is getting. Oh God, here's the High Priestess. Okay, now I'm getting nervous. I got 3 cards in a row that I look for to assure an afterlife reading. So I'm seeing that the message that I'm getting is I'm doing much better now. It was bad, I know, but I'm doing much better, and I'm at peace right now. Does that fit in with what you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm not seeing a very, let's say, it was a very rough period near the end, but I'm seeing that's followed by tranquility and peace and happiness and success, and an understanding of being wrapped in the cloak of the ancestors. And then I have those 3 of Death, Judgment, and the High Priestess. That's very powerful stuff, and that's almost certainly a sign of growth in the next existence. Okay, I don't want to dig. See, well, there's healing and health. Was there sickness and illness near the end?
No.
Or it was sudden, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the suddenness. That's the thing. That's why I tiptoe around this, because I don't like to get too deep into personal stuff like that with so many people listening. But what I'm seeing is that this was.
No, that's okay.
There was a lot of unhappiness, but now that's the past, and a new beginning is made on another level of existence, where the person understands and sees what happened and why it happened, and is growing. And I mean, it's because I have the Tower struck by lightning here, which is always a sign that something happened suddenly and unexpectedly. See, and then there are other cards that indicate a bad time around that period, which is the past. I mean, look, the person involved, the spirit involved, says it's in the past, so there's no point in going into it now in that sense. But there's freedom now. That's the point. The Judgment card is almost like resurrection, which is like enjoying another shot at life, another phase of life, another phase that existence is beginning. So it looks like it's almost, I'm going to put it this way, because this is the sense I'm getting. A, I'm doing better, and B, don't hold it against me. What happened? Okay. I'm being cryptic for a reason, because I think you know what I'm talking about.
Not really.
Well, because there was sadness involved in leaving, but there's happiness. The person has found happiness, and there's the Ten of Cups, which is perfected happiness, and again, that has children and and growth. So that's what I'm saying. The message is I'm doing all right. That's the main thing. Okay. And there's a concern that you see, I always get this stuff from these readings, which is the soul knows, spirit knows that there's pain, and yet they're trying to say, don't feel too much pain. Well, of course, we're only going to feel that pain and the missing of that person for the rest of our lives. You know what I mean? That's just the nature of it all. We
Right.
remember, and that. But the thing is that as time goes on, we start remembering less of the painful and more of the good stuff. And you carry the best parts of this person with you, and you always will. And the message from the person overall is, and this happens all the time when I do these readings, I'm happy. I only had one reading ever doing this where the person was, I read, I said to the person, I got to talk to you off the air about this. The person was really nasty and vindictive. The person I was reading, not the caller, but the spirit. But everybody else seems to almost be apologizing for the pain that they've caused, because you should understand that I'm feeling good now and I'm happy and I'm growing and I'm with my people. That comes up a lot, that card.
Okay.
So I see that as the message.
Okay.
And
Thank you.
for what it's worth, on a practical level, there's another card here that simply means that the person wants you to know that you're going to be receiving some money from somewhere soon. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
That's a surprise to say. I've never seen that before in these readings, but it's a card of getting money. So that's what the person wants you to know.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks for calling.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And let's shuffle them up one more time. You're listening to Reverend Eliot's Magickal Window, the show that's on the air between illnesses. Well, I haven't been very, very sick since 2020. So that's pretty good for an old guy like me. Karen in Mobile, Alabama. You're on with Reverend Eliot.
Hi.
Hi, how are you doing tonight?
I'm okay. Thank you. How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling much better. And every time I hear from somebody named Karen, I feel so bad for the way they use that name now. Because, that's just so, yeah,
I know. I always think the same. As God, do they know me?
No, that's the whole point. That's why we need quick, convenient insults. I think it's got to do with the idea that it's a name that is associated with people who have been around on the earth longer. The one that used to be Susan. There was a time when almost nobody named Susan was under 50.
Right.
But one guy puts one rant on the internet about a woman named Karen, and all you have to pay. And I'm not going to pull that on you. How's that?
It sounds good to me.
So what can I look at for you tonight?
I wanted a general, if I could get one.
A general? You don't want a private or a sergeant, huh? You just want a general. That's good.
Yeah. Figured I'd move on up.
Yeah, start at the top, right?
Right.
Let's see what's happening. So let's just see what's happening in your life. How's that?
Okay, that sounds interesting. Nothing
Okay.
is going on.
Nothing's going on. Well, you see, that's interesting because I have something is going to be going on here. I've got the Two of Coins here, just as you said that. And the Two of Coins is a card about trying to get things moving and get things happening. So you're kind of in a phase where you're between things happening, I would say, right?
Yeah, I would say that. I'm just trying to get over my son's death.
Oh, no. When did that happen?
That was October the 6th.
Oh, that's so sad. Last year. Well, that's fairly new wound and a big loss. And
definitely.
So see, this. I mean, obviously, you said something about nothing much happening, but what was interesting to me is that's when I got that card, the Two of Coins, and twos are always about balancing and trying to get things moving and going. That's followed by the Ace of Cups, and that's telling me that at some point you're going to have more of an opening up emotionally. You're gonna be okay, because what I got here is the Six of Swords. And the Six of Swords is about a person who's getting from where they are to where they want to be through their own efforts. So you're going to be okay. But there's great sadness, obviously sadness. I mean, I have the Three of Swords here, and that shows a heart pierced by three swords, and it's crying. Need I say more? So that, but you're dealing with conflicting emotions. There's the Chariot here,
Right.
where one horse wants to go this way, one wants to go that way, and you feel like sometimes you're being pulled in all kinds of different directions. Am I right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Well, this is fascinating. The next card is the Temperance card, and that is a card of balance restored. Now, that's not saying you're going to get over this, because you're never going to.
Right.
We do not get over certain losses. We just adapt to them. But it's telling me that you're going to be able to deal with this in an emotionally healthy way. That's the Ace of Cups. It's about emotions in the beginning of all this, of emotional growth. But it's been a terrible shock and sadness. Right. What I'm seeing is right now that you're dealing with. You see, I look at the twos here. I've got the Two of Coins, which is about trying to adjust and get things moving. The Chariot shows two conflicting forces pulling you this way and that way. You're being torn by your feelings right now, and of course, it's understandable. I mean, there's no way around it. But the card is but the cards are telling me that with the Temperance card, that balance will be restored. So you'll be okay. I mean, let's look. Like I said, one thing I despise is when people say, "Well, you've grieved enough, snap out of it." Yeah. I mean, I have friends who've died over the years that I'm still upset about. Well, but the best we can do is keep it in our hearts and internalize it to the degree that we remember the person and we honor the person in the best way that we can. So you're going to do very well. Not only do I see that the card saying that balance will be restored, but I have the Ten of Swords. This is a very good one that says that the troubles that you're dealing with, not that the pain will go away, but the troubles that it's bringing you will go away, if you know what I mean. The pain will always be there one way or another. And there's going to be moments when you remember and it's going to hurt. And the best thing to do at that point is let it hurt and then deal with it. But here's the Sun, which is a card of healing and growth and health and happiness. So you will get out of this really bad phase that you're in now. Okay, that's the best I can tell you here. But yeah, you have every right to feel that way. And the cards show that it's deep and it's painful. Here's another Two of Swords. That's a thing about things not really moving for you. You're at a period where you're still adjusting. That's what I see. And when you adjust, and you'll adjust at your own rate, you'll adjust it the way that's good for you, not for the people around you. They need to be supportive of you right now, not lecture you. And yeah, you're going through that, right?
Oh, yes, I'm going through that. And aren't you any better? I mean, it's been months. Yeah. And I fly off the handle and tell them what I think. And, it was not only my son, it was my best friend and, who I loved, single parent at the time, and I was raising him on my own. And it was
it's when people act like you dropped a brandy snifter and it shattered. Oh, you can get another one. That's it. Oh, are you still upset about that? Well, no, those are things. We're talking about a human being. We're talking about a person who's closer to you than anyone. And these things take time. Here's like the Eight of Swords. This is you're feeling stuck right now. There's no doubt about it. If people don't understand it, then they don't know. How are you going to explain it? Why should you explain it to them? But I do see that you'll shake this out. You'll be you, but you'll be you carrying this, and you'll remember the good times. And sooner or later, see, here's the Strength card. You're strong enough to do this. Sooner or later, you'll start having more happy memories and feelings than sad ones. But there'll always be sadness. It will always be bittersweet. Yeah. How could it not be, right?
Yeah,
I don't know.
You're absolutely right.
I don't know when we're supposed to snap out of these things. How can people
Yeah,
say that?
because they're saying you're more of a, you've changed. You're more of a recluse. You haven't left your house in months, and
Yeah, yeah, I know
you
that
used to
feeling.
be outgoing, and you're not outgoing. You don't talk to nobody. Well,
Well, maybe that
like
that might be their
changed.
that could be their clumsy way of saying they want to help you a bit. You know what I mean? But they
Yeah.
can't force it on you. That's the thing they need to understand. You'll do it at your own speed, and maybe if you want, you can pick one or two of the people, and just say, "Listen, I want to talk to you about what happened to me," and see what happens.
Mm. Yes.
Because it sounds to me like there's concern for you, but they don't understand. And that's not the way to do it. Is to come across so hard, because this is not the same thing as, like, misplacing a wristwatch that you liked. That's
Right.
And little things are going to set you up, right? Isn't everything? You feel a little sad, isn't it? Like a dam burst. When something goes wrong, it can really hurt you, because you're suffering now. You're wounded. But my cards are showing me that you will heal. So see if maybe there's some friends who understand this, and maybe would be willing to talk to you a little bit, or let them listen. There's a lot of people don't know how to listen, which is just to shut up and listen.
Yeah, exactly.
And that
I
could
think
be
the only ones that understand me is the same ones that lost a child too.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Well,
they said, "Well, you need to go on out and start dating, and it'll be better for you." I said, "Well, I don't want to go nowhere."
Yeah, they mean well, but tell them thank you, and mean it. Because they're trying to help you. They just don't understand. It's clumsy, but they're trying. It's not. And maybe one day you will go out for a bit of a long walk, and maybe run into some of them, or it's just that, let me put it this way. A lot of people have gone through something like this, but nobody's going through exactly what you're going through, and they need to understand that.
Yes.
And maybe they can. I'd hate to think that they'll just give up on you, because of a hard time. That your hard time is uncomfortable for them it's not nice. You know what I mean?
Yes, I know exactly what you mean.
It's about you. It really is about your feeling, your pain, your hurt. And it'd be nice if somebody could just come and just sit there and just maybe be there. Maybe there's somebody you'd just like to have sitting there for a part of a day, maybe, or go out and not a date. This is, let's go have fun. That ain't going to happen. You got to ease back into this, because you're hit harder than you've never been hit this hard before, emotionally and spiritually.
Exactly. And that's what I tell them. Hey, I'll meet you for coffee or whatever, but that's it.
Sure. Well, they should take you up on that. They should say, okay, fine. Again, I've got the Ace of Cups again. It's telling me that it's coming back. You're going to have a rebirth in the emotions. Your feelings are going to come back. You'll be different, and that bothers people. But you'll be you still, and you'll be carrying this with you in a different way. I'll light a candle for you and your son to keep positive energy going.
Thank you.
But take care. Listen, you can contact me anytime. I'm very easy to find. You just Google Reverend Eliot's Magickal Window. You'll find my website with a contact page. You can get me through AskOneRadio.com. Eliot, Eliot.
Reverend Eliot.
Yeah, Magickal Window. Do that too. Both
Magickal Window.
Right, and you'll find me. And if you need to drop me a line on an email, just do it. Okay.
I sure will. And thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Take care now. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
And let's shuffle it up. I know people mean well many times to shuffle the cards here. I know I'm shuffling the cards a lot today, but it's nervousness. I'm a little nervous because I haven't done this for so long. Isn't that funny? A hardened pro like me. Oh boy. So, people mean well, but also there's a part of people that don't like it when we change. And there's a lot of people who don't like it when we show emotion because they feel that they have to then do something about it. There comes a time when you may just do an awful lot of good by shutting up and listening, which is odd for somebody who talks on the radio to say, but that's what happens. Because you all know what I mean. Just be there for somebody without saying, well, here's what you need to do. And people don't mean this badly. They have the best of intentions, but just be there. Sooner, if you have a friend who's in trouble and you can just sit there and be there with that person, sooner or later, you'll find out what it is they would like you to do. And I assure you, it doesn't include snap out of this, as a commandment. Elaine in Wilkesboro, North Carolina is next. Hi, you're on with Reverend Eliot.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you tonight?
I'm good.
Good. Well, maybe we can make that a little better. What can I look at for you tonight?
Just guidance for a new widow.
Oh, I'm very sorry to hear that. I wanted to ask you if something, because this is so strange. The answer is yes for almost everybody this time, in this point in history. But I'm getting cards that show that there's concern about money. Is that what's on your mind?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm getting all these coin cards here. In fact, I've got 3 of the 4 court cards for money, which is interesting. So that's telling me, great, I just got the 4th one. I literally have the knight, the king, the queen, and the page of coins, which is telling me that, money is on your mind. Anytime you get a predominance of one suit, that's what it means. Money is on your mind, which, of course, you don't need me to tell you. But what I can tell you is that it means that it's going to shake out. It's going to work out for you, because the knight is the potential for money to arrive. The next card is the queen, which is where the potential solidifies a bit. Then comes the king, where it becomes almost real, really close.
Mm-hmm.
And then the page, which is the earth sign. That means it's here. The pages, that means the money is here. So this all relates in a very mystical way, which I don't have time to go into, with the 4 letters of the ineffable name of God, you see. And it's about something that goes from a nebulous possibility to an actual, tangible reality. And that's telling me that you're concerned about money, but it's going to be, it'll come, it'll take its shape, it'll come. Now, it's a safe bet that money is on almost everybody's mind in America right now. But this is a remarkable sequence of events that you got all these court cards. And then it's followed by the sun, which is about healing and health and growth. So I think you're going to do all right. I truly do.
Good. Good.
But just give it time to develop, and you'll know when it happens. There's nothing secret about this. You'll see it, because it goes from the potential to the possible to the likely to reality. That's a simplistic way of doing it, but it's a very spiritual thing. This concept of the 4 letters, and then it finishes up with the sun, which is that's very good, very, very, very good. Healing and growth and health and happiness. He said, I've got other cards. Now, here's 2 more money cards for you. There's definitely money coming. One is the 5 of coins. That is sometimes interpreted as a person who's a miser and hangs on to the money, but really, in reality, you're talking about somebody who knows how to make money last. And the 7 of coins is about an investment paying off. It doesn't mean like buying a stock that pays off, but it could mean investing your time. It's something that you've put time and effort into is going to pay off for you. But every one of these cards, except for the sun and the one I'm about to tell you, is money. The one I'm about to tell you about is the 10 of Swords, and that's the card that means the worst is over in life, and now it's going to get better from here on in.
Well, that sounds good.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. Definitely the focus is money, because there's 6 money cards here. but it's good money. It's not showing losses. It's showing money coming to you. You're going to attract it, and you're going to know what to do with it, and you're not going to blow it. You got the 4 of coins here. Tells me that you can marshal your resources and do very well. So keep an eye out for opportunities. But yeah,
Okay.
it's looking good. I get nervous reading about money for people, considering what's going on in the world today. But that is such a wonderful sequence of events that it seems to me that you're going to work through this and come out all right, really all right. Okay?
Okay.
Thanks for calling.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Bye-bye now. And let's see if we can get somebody else in here. We're coming to the end. Look how fast this goes. April in Tempe, Arizona is next. Hi, April. You're on with Reverend Eliot. April, are you there? Did we lose April? I know I was sick all of April, so I lost April. But is April with us? Well, let's see what we can do here. Tempe, Arizona. I wanted to ask if that is the home of the Roadrunner. I believe that the symbol of Tempe, Arizona is the Roadrunner, which, as we all know, is a snide little bird that beats up coyotes, right? But who knows? April in Tempe, are you there?
Yes.
Oh, hi. I thought I lost you there. I had a question for you. I know you called with a question, but is Tempe, Arizona, the home of the Roadrunner?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. I
never heard of that before.
Oh, I seem to remember somebody I knew from Tempe telling me once that the symbol of Tempe, Arizona, is the Roadrunner. Well, that's good because we don't want people throwing anvils at coyotes and killing them, right?
No. Well, Tempe is the desert.
Yeah. So what can I look at for you?
Well, right now, there's a lot of things within me, and I never know what to hit on first. But what I want to hit on is because career-wise, and I'm a single mom, and career-wise, I want to make money to support myself and to manifest the life I want.
I'm seeing cards that show that you're going to do that.
Great, that's amazing.
Now,
and I also had a broken heart, and I'm forgetting about him. But sometimes my soon-to-be ex-husband comes up.
Well, let me just tell you what I've got here, which is I got a really unhappy card here, which is the 5 of coins, which is money troubles. But then the next one is the 10 of cups, which is one of the happiest cards in the deck. And then the next one is the Ace of Rods, which indicates new work, new career, new job coming. And then after that is the 10 of coins, which is a great happiness and money coming in. So although I think, and here's the Page of Coins. I just had that for somebody else. That is the actual appearance of money. So I've got to run. I've only got a couple of minutes left. But what I'm seeing is that you're in a hard time right now, but you'll work through it, and you'll be okay. But keep an eye out because there's a new job offer going to come your way, a new career path. And you're going to have to consider the options there because it's going to pay well. And it may be, this is important because this is the 3 of coins. It may be a temporary position. It may be something temporary that will lead to something more permanent because you're good at it. And the thing is, the next card is the 8 of coins, which is starting a whole new job and doing so well at it that you get rewarded there. So you've got it coming and going. I think that you're going to do very well with a job that's coming your way soon.
Great.
And I mean soon, by the way, because I've got the 8 of Rods here. And that means whatever it is, it's on the way now. It's almost there. So keep in mind, it could be a temporary job, but it's a temporary thing where you'll complete whatever the work is that you have to do. It's a temporary assignment, and you'll do it, and you will you'll win it out. You'll get new things because of that. Okay, And that new one that you get after that, you're going to really impress the hell out of everybody. Okay, so that's good. So keep an eye out, okay? I've got to run now.
Okay.
Thanks for calling. I'm glad I had good news. I don't want to. I always hate the last when we're up against the ending. I don't want to say, and that's about it. Everything's going to go falling to pieces in your life. Thanks for calling. I can't. No, everything's going to be just fine. And here's the Ace of Coins. That's the beginning of money coming in. Okay, it doesn't get any better. So you keep your eye out. There's a new career option coming your way. You're going to take it. You're going to excel at it, and you're going to really launch yourself.
Okay.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
And that's it. We have come to the end of another edition of Reverend Eliot's Magical Window, the show that asks the question, is he alive or is he tucked into bed with a thermometer under his nose? No, I'm alive now. I'm here. I'm like Mr. Moto. I'm very hard to kill. A few Peter Lorre fans will understand that line. But we'll get together again next week. Until then, I want to remind you that you can find hundreds of things that I can do with you and for you, and at my website, magic-works.com, magick-works.com. Every now and then I look at the stats on people who hit the website, and I see that maybe there'll be 1 or 2 people showing up who then look at about 40 web pages on the site. And I love it. It's the kind of, I designed the site so that you can just tool around and have fun and look at things. There's movies there to see. There's free downloads. There's all kinds of fascinating stuff. And it's all about positive energy, folks. Positive energy. That's what I'm all about. mojoacademy.org. I mentioned that earlier. In the fact that there's a page there that says a free gift, So take a look at that, and maybe I'll send you that free gift. And it's mojoacademy.org, where there is a book there that will change your life. There's books there on everything from hypnotism to the proper way for a man to shave and use it as meditation. How's that? There's all kinds of stuff there. We're always sending books out to people. And there's also the 10 Lost Books of the Prophets. That's a bit pricey. And there is one hardcover one available. That's a unique thing. But go for it. The 10 Lost Books of the Prophets is one of the most thrilling, magical sets of books you could get. And for the first time since the 1950s, they're available in 10 separate books. Well, I've got to be available and get out of here in 10 separate seconds. So remember, until we meet again, who you are is the universe's gift to you. Who you make yourself into is your gift back to the universe. See you next week. Bye-bye now.